Let's hit the power poll.
Captain, we're losing power in the warp engine.
Nuclear power pants.
What's up? I'm Kenny Powers.
You don't know the power of the dark side.
I have the power!
With great power comes great responsibility.
Full power, Mr. Scott.
The Power Poll is presented by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union. Off week for Tennessee, stress-free for a top 10, top 8 team in the country. So we'll look at the other ranked teams that might have to sweat it out a little bit. Swain, our top 5 teams that are ranked that could be in danger of losing against either unranked or lower-ranked opponents. Would you like to lead us off with your top 5?
Yes, sir. I got you. I'm going with Baylor at number 5. They are playing Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State is 3-0. They are top 10. They're 9th in the country. Baylor is the 16th rated team. These two teams matched up a couple times last year, once in the Big 12 championship game. But this is going to be a good one. Oklahoma State, you are officially on upset alert. Number 4, I'm going Florida State. Playing Wake Forest. Wake Forest is 22nd in the country. They had an opportunity to beat Clemson last week. Came up a little bit short there in overtime. But FSU, this is a big game, I think, for Mike Norvell. Had a nice game to open the season versus LSU. But if Norvell's going to turn the corner with his program, you got to be able to beat Wake Forest. Number 3, Texas A&M. They're 17th. They're hiding in the bushes there, laying in the weeds, is what Lee Corso would say. They got the win over Arkansas this past week. But Mississippi State, those Cowboys are annoying. Just as annoying as Lane Kiffin complaining about fans leaving the game. So it's going to be a tough environment to play in there for Texas A&M without Anaya Smith. You're going to have to keep up with that offense. If they get out to a lead, can A&M be able to do that? I don't know. Number 2, Kentucky, Ole Miss. Kentucky is the 7th rated team. Ole Miss is 14, and you know Lane Kiffin send out those shots to the fan base. They'll respond. That place will be loud. Ole Miss has everything to beat Kentucky. And then number 1, NC State, 10th rated team at Clemson. I think Clemson is the most overrated team in the top 10. It's at Clemson. Death Valley is always a hard place to play. But can NC State get over that hump and beat Clemson and be this year's Pittsburgh? We'll see. But I have NC State, Clemson as my number 1.
All right, top 5 teams that are ranked that could lose to unranked or teams ranked lower in the power poll. I put Kentucky, Ole Miss number 5, not necessarily because of the order of the way that it could happen. I feel like I'm cheating a little bit since Ole Miss is the favorite, but Kentucky's the higher ranked team. But, watch out this week, Kentucky. Your Wildcats could be in trouble there, Swain.
They're not my Wildcats.
Oh, okay.
No.
Number 4, Clemson against NC State. Totally agree with you there. We have the same spot, Texas A&M against Mississippi State. I got a bad feeling there for A&M. Plus, week after week, that Miami game was a big game. This past week was a hard-fought, could have lost it against Arkansas. Now you have to get ready for Mississippi State that knows how to beat A&M. I have Washington, UCLA, number 2. I like Washington. I like what they're doing. DeVore's a well-thought-of coach, offensive coach. Brought in Michael Penix, which is a great transfer for them. But tricky spot, UCLA, if they're ready to go, could get Washington. And then I'm putting this number 1 so that if it happens, I can come back and say, remember who had number 1 in this power poll? Michigan.
Talk your talk, Ward. Talk your talk.
There you go. And if I'm way off here, then we'll just never speak of it again.
So Michigan?
So Michigan against Iowa. Right. Nobody thinks Iowa's any good. Their offense is terrible.
Trash.
Michigan's great. So I'll put Michigan, number 1. Pay attention. Be ready against Kirk Ferentz's team. When people don't like them, that's when they maybe do well. The Power Poll presented by Alcoa 10 Federal Credit Union, your less red tape banking alternative.